What up, YouTube? And whatever subscribers might still be following. It's been about 4 years and not much has happened, but I sold that 68 C10 I had, ended up buying a house, and I got some concrete poured so I can actually properly work on my truck. But things have gotten busy. I haven't really touched it. Currently charging the batteries, but I don't quite have my hopes up. They might be dead, but they are probably about 10 or 11 years old. The truck sits on 40s now. The last time we did the walkthrough, well, I guess a lot has changed. Finally did the front of the cage. I've got Mastercraft seats. The whole front of the cage goes across, goes down. You can see the bar there, goes down to the rock slider. Up, I pulled my dash out, got it powder coated, much easier to clean than when it was painted. Kept some of this painted just because I kind of like the color. Got rid of my stereo, tried to do an amp, but I think I'm going to change that out because it's not playing well with my XM receiver. Take a look. I'll step back a little bit, kind of see everything got tucked in, tied to the D pillar. Also tied, as you can see, well, maybe not over there, but I'll keep panning, A pillar. Let me cover this real quick so nobody gets dizzy. On the back side here, I got rid of my bench seat. Didn't seem to carry too many people. Also, it's just heavy. So what I did is I moved my boxes up forward where the bench seat was. Got an ammo can there for some fluids. Got a nice little fridge here. And those mounts actually double for a third seat. If I pull that out, it's got the brackets and stuff ready to receive another Mastercraft. Let's see, pan over here. I got a little Tuffy console, got that in there, and again that's bolted to the front of the cage as it goes across like this to the other seat. Got that from a friend of mine. His name was Rob. He passed away a few years ago, but I was really fortunate to be able to talk with him a few times and hang out. Let's see, what else has been done? I have doors on, surprise, surprise. It's nice when you're just storing the truck to throw the doors back on. They haven't been on in probably 8 years. I also changed them over to manual instead of electric like they used to be. Let's see, I'm up through with my shock now. Before it used to be mounted on the frame, now I'm actually going up and into the chassis, or excuse me, roll cage. I flipped my leaf springs around. These are still 56s. I re-arched them and added a leaf. I got rid of the overload, so I added a leaf to make them a little bit stiffer, because before they were a little bit kind of saggy. And then I flipped them around. So when you flip them around, you get instant 4 inches longer wheelbase. Well, the truck is lifted, so you don't really see all the 4 inches, but it moved the axle back. And I was prepared for this, which is why you see the, so let me cover again, and we go down real quick. There is, kind of hard to make out, but I've got a track bar on there, or a anorak bar, or whatever you want to call it. And that's also when I changed my shocks. So my shock goes straight up, right into the cage up on the top, and it's mounted to the top of the leaf spring perch, or whatever you want to call it, mount. So they're very straight. These are 14-inch travel shocks, 5150s or something like that. Let's see, let's go to the other side. You can kind of see, there's my inlet bar, and it goes up to a shackle up there. I don't notice any difference. There's no binding. The guy that helped me set up a lot of this stuff, his name's Brian Korn, Korn with a K, and he had his own shop for a little while, and I was lucky enough to have him help me out with a lot of this stuff. Does great work, but I don't think he's in the business anymore, so I'll give him a quick shout out. Aside from that, it's kind of the same rear end. Nothing's changed. Still the same ratio and all that good stuff. Let's go to the other side. I'm gonna cover up again. Actually, before we go to the other side, here's what I'll do. Let's take a look at the front. The front is a 7100 Bilstein with a reservoir. I like these, and I really want to do these on the back because of valving, you get a little bit more options, and the valving's slower. And with a big heavy truck, I like that it's slower. These shocks, excuse me, the leaf springs are from ORD. They are 52s. Last video had me on 47-inch stock length Tough Country HDs. Nothing wrong with those. They sure performed really well. But, you know, the course of the rig, you know, things change. So, kind of changed my shock position a little bit. Went with a longer, I want to say maybe a 6-inch shackle, and drilled out the rivets and got a more of a heavy duty shackle hanger, you can call it, I guess. Here's one of my mounts for my roll cage that goes up kind of where I showed you earlier. And on this side, I am using a DIY 4X A-bomb center, which has the what do you call it, beyond 52 mounts, already welded all to it, so it's kind of one piece, not multiple pieces. Back up here a little bit. Last video, I think I had that clone blazing off road something or another front bumper. Now this is the A-bomb. It's the front section there, and again, the Brian Korn fella, he took care of the stinger and the wrap, and I think it turned out real well. I'm in the process. I will probably lose these. Last video had me on 37s. I had 38s for a little bit too when I first built this. Now I'm on 40s. So they're gonna start biting into here. Another improvement on these leaf springs was, you know, they're longer, you get a little bit more travel, they're really soft, really flexible. It still goes down the freeway, no problem. I can do 75 comfortably. I actually moved the wheel, and it might be kind of tough to see, but I moved the wheel or the axle forward some. So I'm a little bit away from the back, but you can kind of see I'm gonna really get into this with any kind of tuck. So I'm kind of going through cutting. I'm gonna have to cut some more fender out, figure out what I'm doing. On this side, I actually removed the inner fender well. I think I'm gonna keep them out. I like having them. It keeps the engine bay cleaner, but again, I'm not a mud guy, so hopefully I can keep the inside clean. And again, with it open, kind of get some of the heat out of the engine compartment, and have more room for tuck. Because at 37s, I was already, you can see there was some wheel scrubbage right here on the wheel well, and that was already to here. So now with the axle forward, I think I'm gonna have to cut some of this core support back. And again, I might have to trim this or something. I'm gonna try and flex this out a little bit so I don't trim more than I need to. Let's keep walking this way. Oh, walk through some spiderweb. Here you can see the track bar, and again the shock going up through. Kind of the same deal. You know, as trucks sit, you start to accumulate stuff inside. and because it's so tall, stuff underneath as well. Kind of get in there, you can see the did a cross member to hold the shackle for the, again, I don't know if it's an anorak bar or whatever you want to call it, but that's in place, very strong. Everything else is the same, still running the 241 clocked. Been absolutely carefree, nothing wrong with it. The 700 R4 trans, it's been good. I don't romp on things too hard, so you know, hopefully it stays. The plans in the future are a 6.2 LS with a 6L80 trans. The 6L80 trans has a deeper first gear, which would be great for crawling. Since I did the LS swap on that 68, I kind of know what I'm getting into, and so I'm not worried about it. I don't fear it, and take care of it on this Blazer too. Let's see. So, again, this bar used to be removable when I had the bench, but again, kind of the direction of the truck, I went ahead and welded this in, and there's a shock as it comes up. Still room enough if I want to run 16-inch coilovers with links. The axle is where I want to leave it. That's kind of what I wanted to plan if the future, that way I'm not cutting out a bunch of stuff and whatnot. Got a couple ammo cans sitting over here. One of them's got the top off, but normally I hold fluids, and I think I like tie rod ends, and I don't know, miscellaneous, some small parts and stuff. Appears to be some of it down there. Oh, there's a tie rod or drag link and whatever it is. But no, I'm still here. I still got the truck, and I'm hoping to get to Blazer Bash, which is an event in September at Moab this year. So hopefully I'll have another video for you guys. Hopefully it's not another 4 years between another one, but yeah, I'm trying to get things going. I have that other video, that Sea-Doo, long time ago. I still have the Sea-Doo. She's not running, but she's in great shape, just needs some love. And kind of see, I stepped up a little bit. There's the quad, you know, some videos way back, the quad is in there. That ran. I actually pulled it around to over here, but it needs some work too. I think the ignition's bad on it. But there's a fire pit I've been working on and all kinds of good stuff. But at the moment, there hasn't been a lot of Blazer activity. You can see a lot of changes. I've been having fun with her, but I honestly haven't used it probably 4 years. The last time I used it, I got hairy with something, and I'll throw a picture of that up here in a second. All right, guys, stay cool. I should have more coming. Thanks.